blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
Welcome back to Moments with Myra, where we slow down long enough to feel and to reflect and to reconnect. Today's episode is about restoration, and God knows I was just telling her that I need some. And about listening to your body, about answering a call that becomes your purpose. I'm joined by my friend Etiska Goolsby Perry, owner of Epiphany Massage Spa, a beautiful space designed not just for relaxation, but for renewal. Because sometimes an epiphany doesn't happen in chaos, it happens in stillness. In this conversation, we're talking about her journey into wellness, what healing really means, the discipline behind running a spa business, I can only imagine, and why caring for others start with caring for yourself first. So take a deep breath, unclench your jaw, remind yourself, drop your shoulders, and let's step into this moment. So just being here with me, honey. I really appreciate you sharing space with me today.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored. Thank you.
Absolutely. So I know the woman behind the brand, but if you would just let everybody know who you are outside of being a business owner.
Well, I'm again just a mother, a wife, grandmother, daughter, sister, just a family person, enjoy my friends, just very down to earth, just a everyday regular person.
So what led you into the massage and wellness industry?
I was in corporate America for a little over 20 years. I got massage a lot as just a stress reliever and an alternative to antidepressants and anxiety medicine. So I got massages a lot. And one day I was like, I would love to do this as a job. Um, and never really thought anything else about it. And then again, maybe an epiphany happened, and I was just like, okay, I've had enough of corporate America. I'm just going to look more into it. And I prayed about it, and everything just lined up perfectly, actually. And I resigned from my corporate job and signed up for massage school, and just never looked back.
I think that's a beautiful story because that's reminding us of when we feel that tug for something that we really need to do, even though it might seem so outside the box, we need to listen to that
Yeah,
message, that tug to do it.
yeah,
So
and it can be scary. It was scary,
it,
but
it
I,
can,
I was ready.
especially with you being in corporate, because we know with corporate, even though there's ups and downs, that's stability. But honey, when we stepping out on faith, we
Yes,
don't know. So it can definitely be scary.
that is so true, very true. But it was the best decision I could have made.
Good.
Yeah.
So was there a personal epiphany moment that inspired the name of your spa? Was it like you were talking about when you decided you kind of had the idea, I might want to do this myself? Is that how you came up with the name, or how did you come up with it?
The name, I had a project at the end of massage when I was almost about to graduate, and we had to come up with our own massage business. So I knew I didn't want anything with my name in it. Um, And that's kind of where Epiphany came from. I like that it still started with E, but wasn't my name.
Mhm.
And yes, it was truly an epiphany when I realized that this is what I should be doing. And I just trusted, after praying, I trusted God and his direction. And so, yeah, it was an epiphany for me. So I used that as with my report. I used it in school, but I just kept the name and never changed it. And
And
so it became my real massage business.
I love that though, because I like how you said everything came into alignment and just kind of flowed, even down to when you did your last project and the name of your spa. Now,
Yeah.
when you were thinking about opening your spa, did you look around kind of at the other spas and see that there was things missing that you thought maybe you could bring more of? Or what made you say, okay, I'm ready. I need to create this space?
Well, I didn't realize it at first because all I knew was going to spas. And a lot of times when you're the client, you don't see the background.
Yeah.
So you don't know all the ins and out of what's going on.
Mhm.
So I was blessed enough to be able to work at one of the chain places while I was in school. So that gave me a just I'm so thankful for that experience because it made me realize that wasn't the type of place I wanted to be in, a chain place. I wanted something more personable, um, where I could really take care of my clients and it not be a numbers, members type thing. So I visit a lot of spas, throughout the area and when I'm on vacation, just to see what they offer and what I like about it. That's how I learn, and I try to recreate that in my own space. So I worked for another spa in Greensboro when I graduated, and I appreciate that as well because she gave us the option. She let us be individuals,
Mhm.
and that helped me really grow. But I was from Winston, so I had my place here. I opened in about 6 months and just grew my clientele. So over the years, this is my 10th year in business. I just, over the years, my clientele has grown and I've learned more of what people may need or want and what I'm willing to give and can give and cannot. So I guess that's pretty much
That
what it's been. Yeah.
that part though, you being honest with yourself and knowing, okay, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, but I don't know about that. And I think sometimes when we first open up our own businesses, we want to do everything for everybody and try to cater to everybody. And
Yeah,
so by the time we realize we can't, we done used up all of our funds that could have been going somewhere else, and it's just a
exactly.
vicious circle. So I'm glad that that was something that you were able to realize from the beginning. Now,
Hmm.
thinking about those early days, honey, emotionally and financially, when you first started, how was those early days for you? Getting, your branding and just getting the space and all of that stuff.
Very scary. A lot of support and encouragement from close friends and my family. They played a huge role in encouraging me and seeing a vision beyond my own. So it was really scary. But again, I pray, I ask God for direction and just trust Him. And I've learned to pray, trust, and wait
Hmm.
and not really, I just kind of wait for my opportunity and wait to listen for his voice and his direction, and then I go. And it has really helped and worked out. Every step I've made, honestly, has again just I took small steps. I didn't try to do too much too fast. A lot of people just want everything so fast, but I've just really taken my time and paced myself. And I got into this industry to slow down,
Yes.
because again, corporate America is just it's just the rat race and climbing the corporate ladder, and it just wasn't for me. And I did it for over 20 years, so slowed my life down significantly for this industry. And when I decided to open my own business, I'm still going to keep that pace. I don't want to overwork myself because then I can't give to my clients if I'm empty and wore out.
You hit the
So,
nail on the head. And I was
yeah.
going to ask you, what do you do to replenish yourself after you've had a day when you're helping somebody else relieve all the stresses of life and tension and stuff? What do you do for yourself to kind of replenish and fill your cup?
I do a lot of self-care that is very important to me. So I'm a priority for myself, which
Good.
is what I try to encourage and teach my clients. I've I've been like that for years though. So, being a single parent and primarily a single parent, and again, making time for myself, that's how I stayed healthy for my kids.
Yes.
Um, so it kind of hurts me when I hear people say, "Oh, I don't have time. I don't have time." Um, we really need to change that. Um, so making yourself a priority, it's not selfish. It's You deserve it. So yes, I do a lot of self-care on a regular basis. So
Good.
I have appointments booked out from the beginning of the year all the way to the end. And so I'm very disciplined about it. And that's pretty much how I recharge. So I try to keep my life very balanced so that I can be healthy at home and at work for my clients.
Yes, find a good work-life balance.
Yeah.
So, what does your spa experience offer that sets you apart from all of the other spas, you think?
I think the first part is, again, when you get here, I never want my clients to feel rushed. So when they're running behind and texting, and I'm almost, I never want them to feel rushed. So I allow enough time before their session starts and after for them to just, again, come in, relax for a moment, we chat, and then, we decide whatever services they're getting. I really focus in and give them 100% of myself while they're here. That's very important to me too, to be very grounded before they get here.
Mhm.
Afterwards, again, I don't never want them to feel rushed. I want them, if they want to sit and chat for a while, we can do that. And that's so important to me because life is so busy and everywhere you go, you're rushed. You're rushed. So I want people to know, my clients to know that I value them coming. They could choose anywhere else to go. And I really do value and appreciate that they are entrusting me with their relaxation. So I think a lot of it, I think that's what sets me apart from a lot of other spas. And if I check on you after the session. I really spoil my clients, honestly. I have they're spoiled. So I remember birthdays, anniversaries. I check on them if they're bad surgery. So it's my relationship with my clients go beyond here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what services are most requested?
Still just massage primarily. People they'll do a 60-minute, but once they experience a longer session of 75 minutes or 90 minutes, they normally never go back to 60 minutes. So that is massage is the just your regular Swedish or deep tissue massage is the most requested. A lot of my clients will treat themselves to hot bamboo or the hot stone from time to time. The ion detox foot bath that I now offer has been really popular with couples, so they enjoyed that. The sauna is getting more and more people that are coming for that. It's a wonderful detox service, and the infrared jade mat everyone that has come has really enjoyed that. So all the services since my grand opening in January, they're really picking up the pace. So I'm trying to juggle all the services myself, but it's working out so far.
Good, good.
Yeah.
I know that infrared. I definitely want to come to do that and definitely the foot detox. Well, I want to do it all, but I got some that I want to try first because my friend, she came and got for her birthday and did the infrared. And she
Yes.
said, girl, I was about to burn up, but it was worth it. So,
Oh, good. Yes, it is. It is like 150 degrees for the jade mat and 120 degrees for the sauna, but it is very beneficial to your muscles and detox. And so you're kind of cozy, but you do feel better afterwards.
well, I'm super excited about that. And we'll discuss that after we're done with that.
Definitely, definitely.
So now we was talking about before about how you make sure you're grounded before your clients and so that you can be your best self. How else do you protect your own peace? Because sometimes when we're working with people and we're so close with working with them, sometimes literally it feels like whatever they have going on can kind of jump into our spirit or jump
Oh,
on us
yes.
a bit. So how do you protect your peace throughout the day?
Um, I have to credit my instructors first of all because they the instructors I had during school really kind of zoned in on those things of making sure that you did protect yourself in that way. And being new into that industry, I didn't understand. I'm like, well, you're just running. Like, what do you mean? Um, I understood, but and I understood the seriousness of it, but until I got in the field and began to work more and more, I started to realize the importance of it. Um, so what I normally do, I always get here early. I love to be here early, well before my clients come, because again, I don't want to be rushing and, frazzled and they're right behind me. So just a lot of discipline with my own time. So I get here early so that I can get set up comfortably for them, have some quiet time for myself. I always, once I talk to them, um, when I first get started, I pray over all my clients just before I get started, and I pray over them at the end. And for myself, I do pray to just guard me from anything that I may be carrying, because I don't want to transfer anything off to them and
Mhm.
vice versa. And if it's been times, especially with last year with me losing my son, it was certain clients I didn't take, just because our relationship was maybe too close, that
Yeah.
I couldn't form the barrier to give them what they deserved. And again, my cup wasn't full. So I was very particular, especially last year, about how I worked and how I moved, because I knew I was grieving. And, again, I don't want to work on anybody when my own energy is just not in the right place.
Yes. And I think that that's so important because with self-care now becoming so popular,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy for it to, like you said earlier in our conversation, to look at things as like a number game. And so
Mm-hmm.
I really, really like the fact that even during that time last year when you lost your son, you knew I'm not I'm not up for this. I can't do it. And it's so important because so much and so many times we have to look at the bottom line and how am I
Mm-hmm.
gonna take care of this, how I'm going to take care of that. But I love the way that you showed up for yourself during that time and that you continue to show up for yourself, because I'm a firm believer that if God gives you an idea to do something, in those moments when we are in the valley, so to speak, it's okay
Yeah.
for us to still take care of ourselves, because
Mm-hmm.
everything gonna be paid. Everything's gonna be taken care of
It
because
sure will.
you're in all alone.
Right, exactly. And my faith, um it's everything. Like, everything is faith based. Every
Yeah.
decision and in every day, all day. Like, my faith is what carries me, keeps me, sustains me. And as you said, I just want to be healthy for my clients, and I can't be that if I'm not taking care of myself. And that is very important to me.
So, what has been one of your most meaningful client experiences?
Oh, I've had quite a few. My most meaning, and this may be a little offbeat for some people, but probably my most meaningful client experience was a young lady that had come to me a week or two after she lost her dad. And, she was upset. She said, I may cry. And I told her, that was fine. Just if she started to cry, I could either stay in the room with her, or give her space and step out. So
Mm,
she became one of my regular clients. And again, they kind of touch base on this in school a little bit, but you learn, and then you just don't think about it anymore. So at the end of her session, right before she was going to move to Chicago, I was finishing up as I always do. I went to her head as I was going to pray over just protecting her, as I did always. And in the most clear voice, I heard, "Thank you for taking care of my baby." And I sat there like,
like, wait.
looking, what? And I wasn't afraid. I was just like, I just sat there. So when I finished up, I was finishing up on her, and she had come in really upset that day. And I told her, when I finished up, and I always step out, I said, well, once you're dressed, just stay in the room. I'm gonna step back in. And she said, okay. So I went to wash my hands, and I stood there not sure. Should I tell her? Should I
Mhm.
not? I didn't know what to do. So I said, well, I'm gonna be obedient to God. I'm gonna share it with her. We had never talked about anything spiritual. So I stepped back in the room, and I just grabbed her hands, and I said, I don't know how you're gonna take this. This has never happened to me. And I told her, I said, your dad, told me to tell you that he is so proud of you and thanked me for taking care of you. And she burst into tears. We both cried.
Mhm.
And we just cried and cried. And I was glad she was my last client that day, because I probably would have had to cancel everybody else. So when I left, for the day. I was driving home and she texted me and she told me, thank you for sharing that with her and not holding it. And she had gone home and her mom lived with her and they were all going to move to Chicago together. And
Mhm.
her mom was so excited when she got home and she told her, she said, guess what? Your dad came to see me today. And I pulled off the road and I burst into tears again. And I thought, wow, I'm so glad I was obedient, although I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
Because had I not told her, her and her mom were able to share that experience together.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that has never happened again, and that was the only time it ever happened. But that was probably the most precious experience I've had, and I've had several, but that was the most precious
The
that I've
one.
ever had.
I'm so glad that you were obedient with doing that too, because with what I do spiritually and stuff, um, it is weird. It's
Mhm.
you don't have the right answer as far as should I say something because you don't know how they're going to take it, or they
Right.
think you're crazy or whatever the case may be. But the one thing that I always tell anybody is be obedient, 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 because nobody knows the conversation that you and God had. And you see by being obedient how you ended up blessing her and her mom. And
Yeah,
that's
it was.
the
Yeah,
thing.
it was really, really sweet, and we still, she moved to Chicago, but we still stay in touch, and that was something special. We all will always share.
So
So
have you ever thought about doing anything with like Reiki?
I have not. I'm not interested. And I don't offer any services that I'm not interested in. And the only reason I'm not interested is because I guard myself so well.
Mhm.
I don't want to fight any harder than I already have to.
I understand and
And
understand.
my yeah, my instructors during school, they had talked with me and they were like, they felt like I would be really good at that. And I was like, I don't, maybe at some point, but right now, no, I'm not.
But
Yeah.
again, honey, I have to really, really appreciate your honesty because again, that's something that somebody else is like, oh, okay, I could do that and just add that to the list of things that I do, but
Mhm.
not doing it for the right reason. And see,
Exactly.
when you're doing that, you have to be doing it for the right reason because you guys are all up in each other's energy. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Exactly.
just because I feel a special energy and vibe with you, I just thought that I would ask and see if you had ever thought about it.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, and several people have asked me, do you do Reiki? You have such good energy, and so I would have a lot of clients that would want to come, I'm honored and that they would feel comfortable come, and I feel like they would. I feel like I would do well, and they would be in a safe space with me. But I want to keep my own self guarded from that.
Yeah. When
Yeah,
it's time for you to do it, if it's ever time, you'll know. And like you said,
exactly.
and be obedient and move forward like you've been doing.
Right.
So now, where do you see Epiphany Massage and Spa in the next 3 to 5 years?
In the next 3 to 5 years, I hope I have grown a little more and acquired more space so that I can just offer more services and bring in some other therapists to really give them the opportunity that I was given when I first started. I would love a place again where people can come, be individuals, but just a safe place. That's where the pause comes. I want people to just get here and just exhale, pause, and just want to stay for a while. So
Yeah,
in the next 3 to 5 years, that's my goal and my plan and my prayer, to have grown and acquired more space.
it's coming. I feel it because I think about the space that you had before this one and how welcoming that space was. So that's why I can't wait to come to your new space because I know it's going to be the bomb.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to come see it.
So now, what advice would you give someone that's wanting to enter the wellness industry?
um, the the first advice I would give you is yes, financially, they will always tell you the potential of what you can make.
Mhm.
But again, some weeks you're going to have a full schedule and all your clients are going to show up and you're going to be like, ooh, you had a good financial week. That next week, none of your clients might show up. So it's not consistent, and it takes a long time for you to build your clientele. And you really work hard. I worked 6 and 7 days a week for the first 4 years. You're excited. I never wanted to tell clients no. And thankfully with COVID, I had to close, and that put me back in balance, the balance that I was needing and trying to get back to anyway. So I would tell people, if you're going in the wellness industry, you do it for the right reasons, because you're giving a lot of yourself every single day. And if you really care about people, you need to be in a good place yourself to care for others, or at least seeking and just healing within yourself to be able to help others in whatever wellness that you choose to go into.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, as we're starting to wrap things up, how can listeners support you and experience Epiphany Massage and Spa? Give us all the details, honey, where you're located, if you have a website for booking, all of that good stuff.
Well, my website is epiphanymassage.glossgenius.com, or you can find me on Facebook. It's Epiphany Massage on Facebook and Instagram, or my personal page, Etiska Goolsby Perry. The phone number is 336-776-7861. So they can definitely visit the website, call me, text me. I'm very personable, so I answer the phone or I text back. And I would love for everyone to just come experience the service. If you've never had a massage, I promise if you get one, you'll continue to get them.
And also, guys, if you guys have a problem with finding any of her pages, you can make sure to reach out to me, because I have the inside track directly to her, and I can get you looked up so that you can get some of these beautiful and amazing services that she offered. Thank you so much, honey, for spending time with me today and sharing your experience. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm so honored that you wanted to talk with me. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, there is something sacred about someone dedicating their life to helping others slow down. It really, really is.
Yeah.
It reminds us that wellness isn't a luxury, it's a responsibility. The rest is not weakness. The tension does not just live in our muscles, but it lives in the stories of our life.
Exactly.
Massage and Spa isn't just a business, it's a sanctuary, a reminder that healing requires intention. So be intentional about your self-care, and that sometimes your greatest breakthroughs begins with simply being still. Etiska, thank you again for creating space where people can exhale. And to everyone listening, let this be your sign to go book the appointment, take the day off, drink the water, all of those things in that order.
Exactly.
Until next time, this has been Moments with Myra. Breathe in, breathe out, and take care of you. Have a great day.
I know you're telling me you need me, but I done heard it many times before. Broken hearts ain't easy. They're playing all my insecurities for sure. Now everything seems like a lie, and I just can't get it out of my head. My friends telling me I gotta try. Baby, I want to, but my heart won't let me. Love you, love you, love you. Trust when I say I want you, my heart isn't there. Love you, love you, love you. It's not you, it's all me. Nobody can get in. I've been scarred too many times. Every promise leaves a bitter taste. Been asking me for all my heart, but there is nothing left to give away. I wish the pain wouldn't let me fly. These wings are broken. You say you wait, but I don't.
demasiado miedo de dejarte entrar. Tal vez algún día seré libre, pero ahora amar se siente como un pecado.